Hey world, how you doing? Good old President Wolverine. President of the people, leader of the free world, leader of the resistance. I don't understand yet why I'm still alive either. I just wanted to let that be the first thing. I am broadcasting the truth in my videos. A couple of things that I did do, they were the truth. But them rotten lizards are actually fucking with me through my YouTube. And they're fucking with me through my Xbox movies. Like they're doing things like really weird things. Like I can't really explain. Like one thing. They were showing. I was watching an old documentary on H.G. Wells, The War of the Worlds, and it was showing like old footage way back in black and white and stuff, you know. And the whole film was made like this. But a couple times during this film, something very strange happened. An emergency broadcast alert flashed up on the screen and took over the whole screen. You could tell it wasn't part of the movie. And it showed exactly what we were reading about or watching about his book, The War of the Worlds, when the UFOs were landing and they had them 3 legs that they would land on, those 3 big tall legs. And they had those long giraffe neck with an eyeball that's red. Well, anyways, yeah, there was on the emergency broadcast too. It was reality, like today. It wasn't back in the early black and white days and all. It was like yesterday or the day before. But that was like a few weeks back, and we haven't heard about nothing like that. But so, to me, and then they said, then they kept saying emergency broadcast. Now they've headed to some other country and they've landed there. And my grandfather is Senior Master Sergeant of the Air Force, you know. He told me too, something's coming, man. Y'all need to, the only reason I got this channel, man, see, I put myself up as a threat. A lot of you cats think this is a joke, it's funny and all that shit. But it's not a joke. This life is a test. And I know that a certain amount of us have to be awoke to what's going to happen. And somebody woke up the other night. I spent, 40-something years trying to figure out my purpose. I mean, I knew it was like to be a dad, maybe heal and stuff, but what was my purpose? Like, what was my official title? And I found that out in the year 2020. I woken up. And I'm not going to tell you what it is in this video. If you watch the other ones, I'm sure you'll figure it out. Point is, that's not what this video is about. So, having some really strange things happening. Keep running into people that they're seeing things or they're hearing things. Like there's one lady that says she sees things like lizard people look at her and go like one woman did it to her out of the side of a car while she's sitting at a bench. And another one was a jogger that was just running by her right here in Portland. He was running by. She looked over at him. He looked at him. But when he did it and when she did it, their faces got really long. And their teeth got really long and grown out. And they changed and looked like reptiles. That's the only way she could describe it. And she didn't know nothing about the Anunnaki or the reptilians. She had heard something about reptilians, and then she was curious. I think she kind of halfway believed in it. But I opened this lady's up tonight, man. I sent her down a path that there's no way she can't wake up from. Tried to send my kids down the same path. It's just the way I see it. It's the reality I see. I had a hard time with this reality. It sucked, man. I wanted to change it from the start, from the get-go. So, I apologize for not being the best father in the world, or not being the best minister for God, or not being the best Antichrist, or even the worst Antichrist. I don't know. Or maybe not even be the Antichrist. Maybe just I'm an insane guy that can speak very sane. It's kind of stupid. Now, I had something weird happen to me. I went downtown the other night, and you know how you gotta wear your mask everywhere? Well, there's this place, it's a hotel called the Nines, and it has this red coil, like hot lamp, right in front of the walkway to get in, and if you walk under it, it warms you up and gets you really warm and stuff. So anyways, sitting like right there against the wall, kind of squatted with his arms on his knees, was this kid. He was like, I don't know, he looked like about, he could have been about 24. And he was a mixture of like all the skin tones mixed together. He was like the perfect Jesus, or like the perfect, I don't like the thing they're trying to turn us all into with this whole genocide and mixture thing. The ultimate like color, you know, the one universal color for whatever. I don't know what they're doing, but I'm just gathering what I can at this point. And it didn't seem like, for some reason, his skin looked so. I'm not being queer about this, but his skin looked so. Like different. It looked like too new to be part of the earth. I can't describe it. I mean, a lot of dudes wear baby lotion and stuff, but this wasn't that kind of case. It was like he wasn't from here or something. Here's another weird thing. He had eyeballs tattooed on the sides of his eyeballs. So he had an eyeball in this temple and an eyeball in this temple, and it looked just like our eyes. You know, like the all-seeing eyes? They look just like regular eyeballs. I didn't really get a good close look at him, but as I was walking by him, I pulled my mask down and put a cigarette on. I seen some pretty girls walk by, and I wanted them to see my face. And I look over at him as I'm hitting my cigarette. He looks me in the eye. And then my dog starts pissing near one of them girls, and I go, X! Come on, man, and yanked his leash. Anyways, we went down to the end of the block to cross the crosswalk to go to the train, and that kid that had been sitting back there, he got up off of his, I don't know, place of slumber, and he came bolting after me, but the way he did it, I'm going to try to show you all with this. Here, he was like running up like this. And he goes, "What did you call your dog's name?" I go, "What? What is your dog's name?" I was like, "My dog's name is Malcolm." No, I said, "My dog's name is X, just like Malcolm X." But what really happened, that's what happened. But you know how people overtalk people? So he never heard that whole sentence. So this is where he overspoke me and was very rude. Disrespected me. I said, "His name is X." And he says to me, "No, he isn't. I know his name. I know who he is. He's Cerebus. I know he is. That's Alexander. I know who he is, and I know who you are." And then all of a sudden the dude starts screaming, "Fallen angels! fallen angels, fallen angels, which are the Watchers. I don't know what he knows or who he is. But then he stares at me and starts yelling, I know who you are. I'm like, I looked at him, right, and I don't know why, but I felt like he understood something or he knew. I felt like NIBURU had sent him down here as like a spy or something. You know, they probably got a bunch of them in Portland, and they're out here probably spying on us and me in specifics. I mean, I know I'm untouchable at the moment, but it's hard to figure out you can trust in the reality we're in these days. Either way, man. So I was watching the news tonight, right? I don't ever do that. But do you know that the people that are coming into presidency now, I guess Biden, the Civil War hero. I can't believe they said he was a Civil War hero. Anyways, that guy and everybody that, like, you know, all the evil luminous teams that are, reptilian, and they're trying to, like, you know, turn us all into horrible little slaves and shit. They are talking about putting our children in something called re-education camps to basically re-educate them from being a Trump supporter. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like basically they're saying our way, this Republican way or whatever. They're saying Democrats are little tiny totalitarians, and they don't deserve choices, freedom, rights, nothing. Basically, this is some like that shit. I'm starting to see it, and I know you guys are seeing it too, and you know where this shit's going, man. Man. So much stuff, man. I had a lady come up to me today and told me she sees those people that I was telling you that was doing the hissing thing. She's seen them twice, you know. And I found out she was an empath. She don't know her purpose, and I was trying to teach her, you know, that I was gaining some of her abilities, but I couldn't figure out exactly all of her abilities. But I've seen a falcon in her. I know that. I mean, I'm in a country right now. Listen, this is really bothering me. I'm in a country right now, and my president, Donald Trump, is banned from Twitter. He's banned from Facebook. He's banned from everything. Now, here's the funny part. I'm the Antichrist, but I'm also, in a way, I'd say, not really friends, but I gave it a shot, let's say. He was part of there was a messenger group that asked me to join a while back called Bringers of the Dawn, from the Pleiades and the Seven Sisters up in the star constellations. Well, you should read it, because it's the first step to the really great awakening. It will start awakening everything in you when you hear what the higher intelligent race has to say about what's going on here in the next couple years. But yeah, I'm in one of those things where I'm basically like talking a lot and I'm changing subject a lot. Let's just say I did something I don't normally do, which put me in a frame of mind to be like this. But oh well, if you can handle it. So check this out. I was writing down some shit, and I was Nikola Tesla. That's one of my past lives. Also Aleister Crowley and a few others that you wouldn't believe either, so I'm not getting into it. But Nikola Tesla of radio was convinced he was receiving messages from aliens at the turn of the 20th century. I just read about that just the other day. And then I read Aleister Crowley. He tried to talk to demons, and he ended up talking to like an alien called Aiwaz, A-I-W-A-Z-Z. And it told him that Jesus Christ stepped down from his throne, and he took his throne over, so he was the new ruler or whatever. And then it made Aleister Crowley create the book, The Law of One, and the Law of Thelema. It was created from that god and everything. And this god of Thelema is a religion all based off sexual magic. It's like magic and sex and energy. It's really interesting. If it's hot people, it's not as interesting as it's not hot people. But it's some really cool magic. You know what a Dyson sphere is? It's a mega structure, man. It's like, looks like something that would capture a planet, you know? Like two rings going like opposite ways, so they would hit like all sides of the planet. And what they're made for is to capture a star. They can capture a star, and then they can use that star to generate electricity, heat, power for thousands of years probably. It might be never ending for all I know. Radio singles. Things not occurring right, like people sending messages to outer space not considering the negative effect that it may result in on all the rest of us. Okay, I just heard recently that NASA, they created some kind, they create these spaceships to send up to come back. They also got so much money that we don't have, that they can build these things that cost millions of dollars, and what they are is spaceships like run by robots and stuff. They send them way out past our galaxy and past our Milky Way, and it's insane because it goes. It's insane because okay, so a long time ago we got a signal. It was a real signal from some place in the star system. I can't remember, and we could never decipher it, and it never came back. There's a name for it, something like M12 or something, but it doesn't matter because our government, about a couple years ago, NASA, you know what they did? They got a spaceship together, right? And they added a whole bunch of extra fuel tanks. And then they added a way so when the fuel ran out, it wouldn't even need fuel. It would just keep recycling something that they learned from aliens or something, and it would just keep going. Well, it takes pictures of everything out in the universe, and it sends these pictures back. And this time, when they sent, I don't know what they sent last time, it was something stupid too, but this time, they sent 10,000 of our Twitter accounts to an alien race in another solar system that we know absolutely nothing about. Oh boy, now that sounds groovy, doesn't it? Yay! They're gonna go, oh wow, Jacqueline, she's got a big ass and nice titties, and says if you go to her fans only page, you can see the rest of it for $15. Woo! This girl here, I can buy her for $20. For $80, she'll let me get her in the butt. Jack seems like a real racist. He's against the white people in all ways. Bill seems like a real racist. He's against the blacks in all ways. All these military and these... All I'm saying is they've got it all now. Do you get what I'm saying? No, I don't know why NASA was this stupid. Think about it, alright. You send 10,000 Twitter accounts proving that there's this race somewhere on this planet that came from this trajectory that you can easily track back from this thing that you found through a GPS or something. And you find out their Twitter accounts. You find out their weaknesses. You find out that Jackie's single, that she likes strawberries, but pecans will kill her. I mean, it's dumb as shit, you know? They know everything about us, you know? And they sent that out there. And so, maybe it'll get a cool group like the Palladians, and those are like angels. They just want like higher intelligence, I guess. They want to help the human race highly intelligent itself, and that's good, because somebody needs to, because we're a bunch of clowns. Either way, what I'm thinking though, is I always think, if you always think the negative's probably gonna happen, that way if the good happens, I'm excited and happy. But if the negative comes, I'm already ready and I know how to handle it. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand that about me, but that's why I do it. I can't help it, it's built into me. So, yeah, like my father says, do as thou wilt. I spent my day studying something on some ships they found. They found some ships in Antarctica, but they also found some ships on like Mars or something. 3 of them. They named both sets of ships the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, just like Christopher Columbus's shit when he found the fake New World. Really, I hate that holiday. Have you ever looked at a picture? You know the picture we all saw growing up of Thanksgiving? You know, it's a really glorious picture. It's like a constitutional picture. It shows a piece of history. And it's a big, long table. It's like the Last Supper table. And there's all of these men with white coats and red coats with long wigs on, and they're all looking professional with their little spy glasses and little tobacco pipes. And they're sitting around, and they're getting drunk. And they got plates of food in front of them, and a feast in front of them, and they got servers serving them. But have you ever noticed that the people that are serving these white people that are sitting down are the Indians? Their mothers are cooking the food, the children are delivering the food. Sometimes they request the woman to deliver the food so they can slap her on the ass, let her know she's getting raped tonight. That's what we did. Came to the New World, just like when we went to what was it, Bin Laden's world or whatever. It's like we blew up our own building for a satanic ritual, for New World Order, you know. A desensitization to rise the energy for it, and we do something like that. I don't know. Anyways, I was studying, and you know, the humans and the giants. The giants is basically the Anunnaki, you know, and there's something about Mars and the moon and a cosmic history of the Illuminati and the cult of Saturn. The people that worship Saturn as Satan or Lucifer, they call it the Saturn, the cult of Kronos. The cult of Saturn on Kronos. So Kronos is another name for Daddy. I've also been like pondering some other thoughts, like, you know how you always wonder, like, who, if God made everything, who made God, and eventually somebody had to make him and him and him, so nothing can exist. Do you understand when it comes down to it? When I was Nikolai Tesla, I figured this shit out. Energy equals vibration, vibration equals energy, and energy equals mass. There's no such thing as mass. Even a rock is moving, but it's just moving so slow that you can't tell that it's moving, but it is. It's moving. It's all energy. So yeah, this shit is just getting nuts. Pretty soon, the people making decisions for us, and it's going to be scary. Just I want you to imagine every night for your future for the next few years. There's going to be a little room. Joe Biden ain't making no choices. Donald Trump was the first president. You guys can't deprogram me. You can't. I'm untouchable. I'm the evil one's child. If you touch me, you're fucking history. So it doesn't matter. I'll say what I want. But Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Biden will all be sitting in a room making decisions, you know, with their overall advisors and shit, but those are the main ones. After that, they'll probably partake in a little baby thievery ritual where somebody's stolen a baby for them. They didn't actually commit the sin, they paid for it. Paid good money, so they didn't actually commit a sin, they just paid for something horrible, and they think, I don't know what the fuck they think. It's weird. I've talked to my father about hell, and he, you know, he doesn't act like hell's, he acts like it's pretty cool. He acts like he loves it. I don't think he even wants to go back. Really, I think he just wants to be in hell. But the way they described it, it's like 9,000 degrees. But you get used to it. Because you ain't got this body anymore. You got like some other body. And you're a giant there. You're like, I guess my father, Lucifer, is 64 feet tall. And he smokes like 15 pounds of blueberry skunk kind bud every day. Loves pot. He said you can just, like, there's heroin, like, just fucking, you can just grab it out of the ground, that like mud. All the drugs are just like growing in different places, and there's people getting tortured left and right, but all the cool people, they're there, like Kurt Cobain and people like that, and they throw little concerts and shit, and they're still, my question was, are they singing the same songs, or now that they're dead, can they not create, or do they still create? Are they able to write new songs? And she was like, what do you think? You know, I found out, yeah, it's true, man. They get to keep creating even after hell. I even was able to educate. There was he was the king of the Hells Angels when he was on the earth. And he died. He's my uncle. I found out that he's my dad's brother. And he's ENLIL. When you hear the story of ENKI and ENLIL being Lucifer and his brother, it's kind of like, it all boils down to Cain and Abel, and all those stories where a brother killed a brother. They're all prophetic metaphors for the same exact thing. Now we got the Mandela effect thing going on. And hold on, I can't not stand Kermit the Frog right now, though. And I can dig this. I like this chick, she's hot. They make a good couple, but he's a goofy motherfucker, man. Either way, that all is what it is. I've come to a realization about year 2021. You guys should probably all listen up seriously. Nobody, and I mean nobody. Okay, if you're in a car and you're younger, like, than 21, and you're in a car with your friends driving around, and you got drugs in the car, or you got alcohol, or anything is fucked up, or you got a warrant, play it calm, play it cool, keep a presidential face, don't flinch. If you were looking like this when he rolled out, keep looking like that. Keep being smooth, keep being gangster. Own that shit. Because, I think it's an unwritten law or something. I don't know, but I've always thought this since I was a child, and now that New World Order's here, I believe it's true for sure. But say they had an unwritten law, and the unwritten law was this: when you're graduated into the police academy, they say that this is the first rule: smiling is illegal. Because any cop that's not insane and that is sane in this fucked up world where all this horrible shit's going on, that's smiling, especially a car full of kids. Why would a car full of kids be so happy riding by in the middle of the day or in the middle of the night? Why the hell are they all smiling? They must be on drugs. I'm gonna pull those kids over. So you're gonna get pulled over because you were smiling. That's why I've come to the realization, you're not gonna get charged for smiling. You're gonna get charged for the drugs that you couldn't consume, you couldn't throw out your window, or you got caught throwing out your window, or you couldn't stick up your ass. I don't know. But it is what it is. Times are getting different, y'all, and that's the best I can give you about that too. I've been learning a lot about the number 33 and 13. Have been coming at me a lot. Everything was 13. There's 13 in the covenant. There was 12 apostles in Jesus. That's 13. 13 cabinets in Congress. And then there was something else I just figured out about the oh yeah, there's 13 vertebrae in our spine. 33 vertebrae in our spine. So all the answers was 33. 33, 33, 33. 33. It's also the year Jesus died, and it's also the highest rank you can make it to in Masons. It's 33 and a third, and then I think there's something like Grandmaster Mason after that, but that's the highest number rank. There is constantly work crews of Mexican. Oh wait, that's another subject for another time. So from what I understand, Anu is he's basically he's God, right? But what happened was his sons were ENKI and ENLIL. I'm not sure whose son Jesus was yet exactly at all, because God was Anu, and ENKI and ENLIL came down to the earth and created humans to mine the gold to take back to NIBURU to fix their oxygen levels in their air. Something about gold, they found a way to fix and backwards effects like nuclear destruction that they had put upon their planet by not treating it fairly. And it's kind of what we're doing now. So they created us, they mixed our, I think it might have started with a monkey, and then it got mixed with an Anunnaki or something, and then it got mixed with the Agigi tribe, and then the Agigi tribe went to war with the Anunnaki, the Nephilim, the giants, and they killed all of the Agigi. and then they created us. The next set, we're that's when they made a good set. You know, that's the only way I can put it. Weird shit happened this year, man. And I don't know what to tell y'all anymore. Lionel Anderson, I don't know if anybody remembers him, but he was a prophet for King Kalacha and the Pleiades. He was on the earth stationed here to give us info on what's to come. And I'm kind of scared because, well, they tell me I've got nothing to be scared of because I'm the one everyone else should be scared of. But what I'm scared about is that I don't know. It's weird, you know, when somebody like that you listen to for advice and stuff just kind of disappears on you. And, you know, on a daily basis, watching their videos and stuff. I mean, he taught me all about NIBURU and all. Hey, you know what? You guys need to understand those chemtrails that are going above us. Those chemtrails. You can believe whatever you want they're there for. They started spraying them a few years back. I'm going to teach you something. I think it's in the Hindu, Indian, or Quran, Muslim religion or something. But in their ancient people would know, the older ones, they would know a shar. I think, and if you ever watched the movie Dune, you would know what a shar is. A shar is a 336 year cycle. 336,000 year cycle. And so anyways, what happened was, there's this planet called NIBURU, right? Anyways, let's just say, for example, that's our solar system, right? This round, and that's the end of it. The round part is the end of our solar system. So there's this other planet in our solar system, and it flies out, goes way out into some other solar systems, and it goes, who knows what solar systems it goes to. And then it comes back. And when it comes back, it's on like a different route. But it's still the same route. It's a circle. But when it touches itself again, when it gets back to the beginning, it's called one shar, and that's 336,000 years. Ever since the beginning the shars started taking place, one of these royal bloodlines had a child. And these children are like really important, and they mean something. So this is what I mean. See what I'm saying about that trajectory? It comes down and then up and over our solar system, through some other solar systems, and it just keeps going down, and then bam, when it hits itself again, or whatever, you know what I mean? You know what, dude? I don't want to be all doom and gloom for you guys, so, how about I show you magic trick? Want to see magic trick? Okay, check it out. This is a normal notebook. This is a normal piece of paper. I'm tearing it out. This is a normal piece of paper. Okay. I gotta figure out a way. Okay. Okay, so you see this right here? This is a mirror. You know, I keep the mail in it. I usually keep it above the computer. But the reason I'm using that is so you can see that I'm not going to trick you, okay? This is that piece of paper. I learned this from a magician when I was 8 years old. He was a top hat magician. He had a cane and he would light it on fire. It would be a rag, a dirty rag, and he'd light it on fire, and by the time the fire got to his hand, he'd snap his fingers and it'd be a cane. I always thought that was the coolest trick. But I said, hey, can you teach me a trick? And he taught me a trick that I've never forgot. I've held it all the way my whole life. No one has ever showed it to me, but I think it's really cool, and I'd like to share it with the world right now. He said, it's a story kind of trick. There's a story to it. The way the story goes is this. When you die, you wake up on a train. Everybody wakes up on this train, whether you were good or bad. The train stops at two places, heaven and hell. If you were good on the earth, and you did what you were supposed to and you were kind to people, then you could go to heaven. The only way to get to heaven, though, is with a ticket. But if you were good on the earth, when you wake up on a train, the ticket is automatically there in your lap or in your hands. So you know when you wake up if you're going or not. And if you don't have the ticket, you're not going to heaven. So this old man, he wakes up on the train. Oh, hold on, this is what the tickets look like. It's supposed to look like a church. Or, you know, like a church. Or a chapel steeple. You know what I'm saying? Like the covenant, a safe place. Either way, it's a holy thing. So, this old man wakes up on the train. 73 years old. He's had a great life. Senior Master Sergeant in the Air Force. Secret double agent spy for other organizations. He was an awesome guy. Good man. And, he wakes up, and when he does, there's this little girl sitting next to him on the train. And he's like, she's crying and bawling and just throwing the worst temper tantrum he's ever seen in his life. She's throwing a fit. Anyways, he's like, what's wrong, little girl? Why are you crying so much? So he says, what's wrong, little girl? Why are you crying so much? And she says to the old man, I'm sorry, old man, but somehow on the train I lost my ticket, and I don't know how I'm going to get into heaven now. The old man was sympathetic. He felt sorry for the little girl. He was a kind man. He had done nothing but kind deeds. He thought, you know, God sacrificed for me, I should sacrifice for her. And he gets his ticket out, and he says, I've got an idea, little girl, an idea that I think will help you. And she says, what? He said, see my ticket? She's like, wow, you have a ticket? You have a ticket? And she starts eyeballing it with the evil eye. And then he goes, yes, but he's not seeing that. He's still trying to be kind. He says, I'd like to give you a piece of my ticket. So he rips off about this much of the ticket. But she says, wait a minute, alright. This is what she's already taken, is this little piece right here. And this, and this. She took a little bit, she ripped, the way she did it was like this. He said, I'll give you a piece of the ticket. She grabs it out of his hands, and she rips him off. He rips her off. He starts to rip her off a piece that was half that size. But she grabbed it and ripped that much off. And then she grabbed it from him again and said, I don't think that I quite got enough. I think that you should give me more of your ticket. So she ripped off more of his ticket. She left him, the old man, with this. She took all of that. So she left the old man hanging with nothing. Well, anyways, about this time it says, now stopping at the gates to heaven, all those going to heaven will depart now. So here we go. There's the old man, right? And keep him right here in the corner. That's the old man up there in the corner. Okay. Now, there was a line to talk to St. Peter, a really big, long line. And in this line, I mean, it was like 3 days long. She skipped and cut in front of everybody. She was prancing through mud puddles, splashing them on people, just doing anything she could, snatching things on the way. It was like, I don't know how she even got it that far. She gets up to St. Peter, she cuts in front of everybody, she makes it there in a couple hours flat. Should have took her 3 days of waiting like everyone else. She gets right up in front of St. Peter, and St. Peter says to her, excuse me, little girl, are you supposed to be here? Yes, I am, sir. I'm supposed to be here. Well, do you have anything to prove that, like a ticket or anything? Why, yes I do, sir. Here it is. He says, what the fucking hell is this shit? In a million years, hundreds of years I've been doing this, and I've never seen some crap like this. People always come up with their ticket fine. Yeah, a couple of them are crumbled, little bit niches on the sides, but never something like that. He's like, you know what? I think God's been watching you and everything you've been doing, and I think He's sending you a message. A message? What kind of message? Well, let's see. Why don't you open it up and read it? So she opens it up. And it was a one-way ticket to hell. So he sent that chick straight to hell. Vroom. Now the old man that was left back here hanging, he stood in the back of that line for 3 days. He met some of the greatest people that God accepted into his kingdom, so it must have been awesome. And he talked to them, and he learned things about them and how they made it there. And he gained a lot of respect. By the time he got to St. Peter, he says, "Do you have a ticket?" And he gives him this. Now it's embarrassing when an old man is left with this. And I know you know what I mean. So, how are you going to tell somebody that a little girl left you like this? So I think he thought about that, and he took into effect something, and he came up with this. He said, and it wasn't a lie, but because it was just his own way of saying it, but he said, I tried to do, St. Peter, I tried to do a good deed for someone. Once again, it kicked me in the face. That's all. That's all I can say, because I'm not a snitch. St. Peter said, well, it sounds like you got a lot of honor in you, a lot of honorable qualities, and you can keep a secret. So that sounds like an honorable thing. I think you're being given a message by God also. He goes, oh yeah? What do you think my message is? Well, why don't you open your ticket and find out? He goes, this thing? He's like, yeah, open it up. So he opens it up. And it was a one-way ticket into heaven. So he sent him straight to heaven. Yeah. I just thought you guys might like that. It's a magic trick that I've never seen no one else do, and whoever figured that out to begin with, I just think they must have been a fucking genius, because how you gonna know if you fold paper this way and this? Just like the Spanish exterminating Tainos, raping the black and Indian women, creating Latinos, motherfuckers making out of self-righteous hatred, and now you got yourself a virus, stuck in the matrix, a suicide bomber, strapped and ready.